You've probably seen this effect in Base44 videos. It looks complicated, but you can recreate it in just 3 steps. Let's get started.
I create a composition and name it main. I import my 2 photos into this composition. One of these specific photos is of a large bridge, and the other one is actually a full photo that I carefully separated using Adobe Photoshop. Now I create another composition. I name it text. I right-click and create a white solid color. Then I go to this section, select ellipse and draw a mask like this. I invert my mask. First, I open up the mask property settings and then gradually increase its expansion value until the entire screen eventually turns completely black. I go to the 3rd second. I set its value to 0. Now I decrease it into the negatives until it completely disappears. Like this. I apply the Turbulent Displace effect to this. After applying this effect, we need to change some of its parameters. Set the size to 127 and for the option below, set it to 4.8. Now I apply the CC ball action effect. Moving forward, I'll turn off this CC ball once. We added the Turbulent Displace effect to create these distortions. Now we add the CC ball effect for these points that need to look like dots. Now, I set the diameter of the ball size to exactly 84. Now I'm going to navigate back to my main composition, import the specific matte file, and carefully position it directly above the very last layer. I set the last layer to track matte with that, and in this way we've created a transition for these to appear. Now from the matte layer in the project panel we make a duplicate. I press Ctrl D to make a duplicate. I go into it, make a duplicate of the solid layer as well and change its color to black. I go to the layer section, select solid in the settings and set its color to black. Now, all I really need to do is carefully move it forward by just one single frame so that we eventually get a line exactly like this one. Let's have it. Now I need to change some of their parameters as well. I'm going to go ahead and set this value specifically to 68, and then I will also set this particular lower layer down to 45. Now, if you happen to notice that your stroke layer looks a bit too thin for your liking, you can easily add another additional frame to it just like this. First, I am going to navigate back over to the main layer, create a duplicate copy of this specific lower layer right here, and then bring it all the way to the top of the stack. Next, I will go to the project window and carefully drag the Text2 asset directly into this composition. Now, the final step that I need to perform is to track matte this layer to that one, and then simply set it to Luma Matte mode. First, I select the lower layer in the timeline, and then I apply the 4-color gradient effect directly to it. After applying this effect, I specify the points where they should be. And then I change their color. I'm using blue and white because of my project. You can also choose to use various other colors, depending entirely on how your specific creative project is actually supposed to look in the end. I select these 2 layers, I right click, I name this layer Glow 1, I confirm it. For this layer I apply the Fastbox blur effect. I set its value to 3. And I also apply the glow effect to it. After applying the glow effect once, I use it again. I increase it so that it looks like this. Now, once again, I put this layer into the composition and select the Move All Attributes option. Now I apply the glow effect to it. Again, the fastbox blur effect. I put the fastbox blur effect on top and then the exposure effect. Now I set the fastbox blur value to 13. I reduce the glow a bit. And I increase the exposure. What we wanted to achieve was for the color to have a lamp-like appearance like this. Now I go back to the project window and make a copy of the matte layer 2. I open it. I'll go to the black layer and click to select it. Then I'll apply the CC ball action effect. And I delete the CC ball action. I open its properties, go to the feather mask section and increase its value. I go back to the main composition, return to the project panel and drag this over here. After transferring it, all I need to do is set its mode to screen and create that dotted effect we wanted behind it. I am going to play these through for you just once. Now, if you take a look and notice that there simply aren't enough dots in this specific area, or perhaps the stroke right here is a bit too thin, what you can do is create a duplicate copy from here and move it forward just a little bit, perhaps by 1 or 2 frames. You should do the exact same thing with this layer. Copy it by 1 or 2 frames so it comes forward in the timeline. And in this way, its overall thickness and density will increase quite a bit. Now, I'll make a copy of this layer. I carefully place the layer on the mat, and then I gradually decrease the level of its opacity. I will set it to about this much, just like this. Now, to make this specific part look much more interesting as well, I am going to select the rectangle tool from the menu. I pick it up and draw a mask like this. I've drawn the mask. Now I'll adjust its feather as well. I increase it a bit and it appears and is selected like this. The rest of the tutorial isn't anything special. It's just about drawing this shape. I'll draw that shape and finish the tutorial. I'll draw a shape like this one. I open the rectangle tool. Here, I'll round it a bit and make its color completely white. Let me activate its layer as well. Now I'll apply the fastbox blur effect to it as well as the scatter effect. I set this value to 15 and also increase the scatter amount. I'll play it once. To make it look more like our reference, I'll make another copy of this layer. I'll turn off the adjustment of its layer. I'll also delete the scatter and fast blur. I change its fill to none, apply a 1 pixel stroke to it and play it again, like this. Now it looks much more like our reference. To get that camera effect, you need to make all the layers 3D. Right click and add a camera layer. Create a null object as well and parent the camera layer to the null object. Make the null object 3D. Set a keyframe for its position. Bring the keyframe to the beginning and add another keyframe at the 3rd second. Go back to the keyframe at the 1st second and zoom in. I select these 2 keyframes, go to Keyframe Assistant and apply Easy Ease. I go into the graph editor, set the value of the right side of the first graph to 75 and the left side to 25. I play it once and the work is done. You can also get the project file from the Discord channel. You can send me the samples you've made on Discord so I can tell you if there's any issue with them.